Greetings! So I received the missing pencil case from StationeryPal. It came in this lovely little box. And there was again a bunch of freebies. The pencil case was in this pouch, but I've already taken everything out. So yeah, as you can see, super careful packaging, even if it's just one pencil case, so that was really nice. Let's take a look at the pencil case and see just what I can fit in it. Here we have the pencil case. It doesn't look like much, but you can sort of expand the base like this. And there's a big zipper at the top with the main compartment. And then this one has two little pockets. And then you also have this easy access pouch. You can just unzip and it gives you a way into the main compartment like this, and also like an easy access to possibly your main used pens and pencils. So that's the pencil case already, and over here there's a big pile of everything that I got that I would basically want to fit in the pencil case. So I didn't include the stapler refills or the glue pen refills or the extra post-it, you know, that kind of stuff. I would probably keep in my locker in a little box, possibly the box I received the pencil case in. So yeah, I would probably empty this and keep all my refills in there and put that in my locker. So it doesn't take up space in my pencil case, but it's still within reach if I need it. Or you could just leave it at home too, that works. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in what I think are gonna be the most used supplies. And that would be a pen, these, this sort of pencil eraser, and the second pen. So let's go. Pretty straightforward. So now that this is done, I can just zip it shut like that. And now let's see what I can put in here. So I'm thinking I don't want these to get all like crinkled up in the in the main compartment. So just this pad of post-it I would probably put in a pocket like this, so it stays nice. Then erasers in the second pocket, so they are easy to access. And these two probably, like the smaller items, like that. Main compartment, now we have a bunch of stuff to put in there. So, two markers or highlighters, the two rulers, the scissors, the pad of tabs, stapler. This is the double-sided glue tape, the correction tape. This clip, small item, putting it in here. The two-line pencils, or sorry, the two-line pens, all in here. Still kind of a decent amount of space. The glue pen, sorry, the wooden pencil, washi tape, and lastly the pencil sharpener. I would probably try to find a small bag to carry this in, because you might not want all this pencil dust from getting around in your pencil case. Or I might just leave this with the box with all the refills, and when I need it I can just grab it. Since I have a lot of mechanical pencils might not need to sharpen this one that often. But there you go. And everything fits. To be honest, I didn't expect to be able to fit everything in this. Wow, this is like surprisingly roomy. If I open the flap, here you can see that I still have access to everything in there. So I can easily grab my pencils, but if, say, I need a highlighter, I can go back in here and get one out and highlight. And when I'm done with everything, you just zip it back up. It feels like it would be easier to search for things like this, though you might have a harder time to get into the small pockets in the back. Of course, you can configure this however you want. This is just my tentative first configuration. After using this a lot, I might decide to switch things out and put some things that are in here back in here because I use them more and you know, that kind of stuff. Also, it's probably something can be done that you put smaller items here, and here you have room so you can like put in washi tape and eraser and all that. But yeah. As for the pencil case, I really like it. I love the color. I love that it's sort of this woven fabric. Seems to be nicely made. There's a handle on it, and you can easily like put it around your wrist too if you are sort of running from one place to the other and you don't have a lot of time to stabilize a pile of items. That's good. Yeah, I like it. You don't have extra seams where you don't need them, like there's not a seam here. You only have one here because of the pocket, and at the ends I also did tests in these various books that I got in the box. You saw them, you saw me open the box, so that's when you saw these books. This one turns out is plain paper. So definitely my intention with this one was to use it more as a sketchbook. This one, the other ones are notebooks. So the main difference between these two is, well, the look is not the same. This one has a plastic cover. This one has a cardboard cover. This is metal wire. This is the soft binder wire, like it's soft plastic that you can squish. And to get into the details of it, they both have 50 sheets, but this one, the green one, is 8mm ruled with dot lines. Oh, see, you have little dots in the line. And this one is 7mm ruled. So they say this one is 22 lines per sheet and this one is 24. This one has room for the number, date. What about this one? This one doesn't have any kind of heading. So slightly different in the layout of the notebooks. If you don't care about this stuff, there's no real difference between both. The paper is slightly different, but we'll see the tests I did and how it fared with everything that I bought. So let's start with the sketchbooks. I did the tests at the end. Okay. So first thing I did was write with a bunch of pens and pencils. So no feathering, no weird thing happening. I tested the 3 erasers. The one that erased the best was the mono eraser on this paper. The Kokuyo one erases well too, but it kind of smudges the lead around a bit. And the Milan eraser was a bit more rough, and I think it like abraded the paper a bit more. Then I did these lines with the both pens that I got. and use the correction tape on it, and the correction tape is really easy to use and goes over super well and smoothly. You can see a tiny bit the lines through it, but if I were to write on top of this, then you would be really hard to notice that it's covering something. Then I tried the two highlighters. The light orange, light peach color highlighter is really pale. You kind of have to layer it to get some sort of visibility. So you can go super duper subtle or a bit less subtle, but it's still not gonna be like popping off the page. The gray one was nice, and I like that you can either do the wide line or the thinner line. The two lines pens, I really like them. I like the look of them. Would be really difficult to read a whole paragraph of text written with those, but for titles or underlining stuff, it's a nice tool to have. Then I did try the glue stick and the glue tape with these translucent confetti that came with the box. So they both hold really well. You can't really see on this, but we'll see with other tests. The tape can be sort of visible through what you glue to it. Now, not in this case with the blue confetti, but we'll see with other confettis that you can sort of see the tape through. And then I used the ruler for these lines, and no real issue here. Washi tape holds nicely on the paper. It didn't peel off. It didn't like do anything weird. So that's the tests I did for the plain paper one. Now the pink notebook. Same idea. I tried everything on the last page, so washi tape sticks well. The three pencils, they work well on this. They're nice and smooth. The pen also really nice. Doesn't seem to be feathering, or if there is, it's a really minute amount of it. And then also eraser tests, about the same as they did on the plain paper. Like the mono eraser did the best, the Kokuyo second with the weird smudging, and the Milan third. Like, it erases, but it leaves the paper a bit more rough, and you can see a bit more of the line that I put down. Then the correction tape works also really well on this paper with the same pens. The highlighters, same story as we saw on the other paper. Now, also the two lines pen, I thought about it later, but I decided to run the highlighter over it to see if these colorful pen would stay put, or if the ink would reactivate and run with the highlighter. And if you don't like extensively rub on the two lines pen, you can use the highlighter on top of them and it looks really nice. It doesn't make for any smudging or any weird effect that would be unsightly. Then glue stick and tape, you can sort of see it a bit, the tape here, but we'll see it much better on the last notebook. So on this paper, glue stick and tape, no problem. These are lines with the ruler, no problem either. And then I also did the highlighters on the pencils and the two pens. And yeah, I was surprised to see, especially on the pencil, that there wasn't any smudging of the lead. Like sometimes graphite, it's kind of easy to smudge, but using the highlighters that I have here on top of every writing instrument I got in the box, it worked really well. So that was a nice surprise. Okay, last notebook. Again, last page. So everything wrote super smoothly. I think this is the smoothest paper of the three. The least smooth is the blank one. It has a tiny bit of tooth. And this one is smooth and this one is super smooth. So again, no smudging, no feathering. The eraser, they did just about the same. Correction tape, also the same. Highlighter, the same. Now, here is what I was waiting to show you guys. You can see the dotted glue tape under this white semi-transparent confetti. So that's a tiny bit of an issue if you think you're gonna use this tape to glue a lot of translucent stuff that is really light in color. not a big issue, but it could be under really specific circumstances. The two lines pen did smudge a bit more on this paper. I think maybe because it's a bit smoother, but you can sort of see a bit of the color running through the light orange or the light peach highlighter. Doesn't really show on the gray one. It's probably there, but it hides it better. Washi tape did well, ruler did well, and then again I used the highlighters over the pencils and the pens, and it did great. Now, last thing we're going to check is we're going to look at each page and see the ghosting, or if it just went through. So you can sort of see everything through. So there is ghosting, I think. Basically what it means is that the paper is just translucent enough that you can tell that there's something on the other side. This is not excessively thick paper, so that would be why. The places where I lifted the gray highlighter, where it left kind of a bit more ink, you can see those more through the paper, and possibly this ink would go straight through if you put too much on, but just like that, nothing really went through the paper for this one. And this one, oh, this one is more of a white cardboard back, so about the same here, though. I think everything is more visible than on this paper. So let's be fair and put this over a lighter backdrop. So yeah, the ink is a bit more visible. The highlighters are more visible as well. And the last one is the the sketchbook. And yeah, about the same too. Like, everything goes through really easily. I guess that might be an issue if you want to use this as a sketchbook, if the pencil is that visible through the pages. I'm taking online classes at the moment, and I started using this one and all the supplies I got that you saw in the pencil case to take notes. And just quickly, like, I really enjoy it. So I've been using mostly the pen and the highlighter, and yeah, a couple of the double lines to like highlight stuff, and I really like it. So yeah, it goes through, but through my taking notes, at least in this one, it sort of didn't bother me, and I'm usually someone who's really bothered by ghosting of items through paper. So overall, I'm really, really happy with this. There's still time to buy your supplies for going back to school. So if you saw anything in here that you thought was interesting and that you would like to add to your arsenal, then I encourage you to check out in the description. I'll have links to everything I showcased, and you still have time to benefit from the awesome promotion that is running at the moment at StationeryPal. So they have a lot of really awesome stuff set up for the back to school period, and I'll show them on the screen and also have more link in the description, more info. I encourage you to check it out. Thank you so much to StationeryPal for sending me everything, and also thank you guys for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.